And today's special edition, I'm definitely international. And my guest has created a wonderful book that I literally read in about 20 minutes. I know that's fast. I'm a speed reader. Um, so let me stop talking about myself, and I want my guest to introduce himself to the audience.
All right, thanks so much, Linda. Once again, thanks so much for doing this. I love international people. So my name is Idris Ndagba. Ndagba means father of creatives. I was named after my grandfather. So I come from a small town where my parents settled, and since childhood, I always have energy and curiosity, always wanting to figure out something out of my normal environment. So I was fortunate to gain admission into university. And while I was in university, I was constantly making friends, searching for idea of what I can do outside of my field of studies. I study engineering. So luckily, during my second year of study, I was introduced to personal growth industry. And from there, I started learning, reading books, taking courses, and investing in myself. Fast forward 3 years later, after my graduation, I was lucky to speak in front of 2,000 audience. I joined sales and we done over $10,000 in sales. So that was a little bit about me. And I got to a point where people around me started asking me, they see how I show up daily when I have meetings or when I want to speak or when I want to make videos. They see my energy and they started asking me, oh, Idris, how do you do this? How do you do this? You're always passionate, energized, and you always feel like you are not afraid of anything. And I thought about, oh, since people have been asking me about this, why not putting a framework about how I do it? Because everything I do, I'm always intentional about it.
Yes, absolutely. So let me talk about it. It's the book is called The Self-Confidence Secrets, and
Yeah,
I think it's out. If it's not out, it'll be out soon. And the subtitle is called Unlock Your Self-Confidence, Overcome Self-Doubt, Become Bold and Unstoppable, Crushing Your Goals and Transform Your Life. So yes.
exactly.
I think everyone needs that. And this subject is international. It's international and it's universal. And
Thanks so much.
I want to read just a little part here of your book, which I thought was outstanding. And I have your book right here in front of me. Well, let's start with the introduction. It
Okay.
says, what sets apart those who pursue and achieve their goals from those who don't? And the answer is simple. It's confidence. People who get what they want have the
And
courage
the
and confidence
confidence.
to go
Okay.
after what they want while others simply wait and hope someday that their goals will
Will
automatically
ultimately
happen.
happen. Yeah.
Wow. So as you can tell, just from that intro, it hooked me in, and I read the whole entire book. So I have,
Thanks so much.
yeah, I have a few questions. Well, I'm a book
Okay.
author myself, so and I
Wow.
always befriend other book authors, and I always,
Wow.
support
Wow.
other
Great,
book
great,
authors.
great to hear that. Great to hear that. And
Yes.
I can't wait to dive into your book.
Yes, definitely. So let's talk about it. And the great thing about your book, it's not just about whether you struggled or not with self-confidence and whatnot. The one thing that you've done with your book that's different from other people is that you created a workbook.
Yeah, yeah. I also created a one-page weekly planner. Whenever I'm starting my week, I always want to get crystal clear on exactly what I'm doing for the week, what are my top goals, and how will I measure the week as a successful week. If I have a bad week, I don't want to have another bad week. So I evaluate the previous week and double down on that. So I ask my questions like, what did I do wrong? What went well? What didn't went well? Who am I waiting for? So I start my weeks with clarity because there was a turning point in my life where I realized when I hope that things will went well, or when I don't have a concise action of what exactly I'm doing, I feel lost. But the moment I started planning my weeks, it naturally unlock my energy. So I wake up every day feeling energized, looking at the paper. Oh, this is what I'm doing today. Okay. So I also develop some morning routines, evening routines, because people always think that motivation is sustainable. In reality,
Mhm.
most days, if you rely on motivation, it's not every day that you are going to feel motivated. Some days life hits and you don't even know how to start. So that's the importance of having routines and rituals in place. So I develop what's called morning routine, where I spark my energy, energize your body to get in the right state of mind. And sometimes you read books, listen to audios to make sure you have you start your day with good perspective. Every day, if you watch news, good news, every day you're filled with trafficking, fights, pride,
Yes.
all this negativity and bad things happening. So when you start your day with the wrong thing, it depletes your energy and you won't even know where to start. Some days you feel confused, but when you start your day with motivation and something inspiring, it gives you excitement and hope that something will went well. So with your plan aligned together, you have something to move forward with a greater energy.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting. What made you uh think, or what was your inspiration for writing this book and this particular subject?
Yeah, basically there are two things. First, I come from a small town, a
Mm-hmm.
small family where very few around me have this big goal and big ambition because most people think ambition is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading a book and it talks about reconnecting with your childhood obsession.
Mm,
If you're not happy or you feel lost, the problem is you are not connecting with what you've been obsessed with since your childhood because that's your source of happiness. So I can't deny my obsession and energy of trying to figure things out, doing something out of my normal environment. Because what I've realized is kids who grow up in a low income family have no sense of vision or purpose for their life. What they've been taught about life is, life is meant to be enjoying, don't work hard, just stay normal, don't dream big, everything normal. That's what they've been taught. So the belief ambition is bad. And since I come from a similar family, I wrote this book to inspire similar people like me, ambition driven people who want to make a massive impact and change the world.
uh,
Second,
mhm,
the world is going through tough time.
mhm,
Most people this time are not certain about where their next paycheck is coming from, how they are going to take care of their family, how they will take care of their businesses, how to manage what's left with them. Recently, I came across a content talking about 200 businesses in America about to shut down in the next 3 months to a year.
yes, true.
Average of average of about 20 to 500, I mean 20 to 50 locations. Those businesses will be shutting down.
Hmm.
So because of crazy things going on around the world right now, there's never a better time to step up as a leader for the sake of not yourself, but for the people counting on you and for the sake of people you care about. So not right now, confidence matter more than ever because when you don't have confidence, you will always lose. Someone can win a lottery and you can still lose because when you win something by luck, you are too vulnerable. You can lose it anytime. That's why I dedicated chapter 9 to building skills and becoming really good at what you do. Because when you are so good at what you do, you can be able to give people guarantee and have certainties. Having skills reinforce your belief in yourself that you can make something happen. And the common misconception about self-confidence is people think confidence is about talking, talking, talking. For
Mm.
example, when 20 people in a room and single person and a person talks so well, you always talk, always talk, always talk. People will think, oh, that person is confident. No, confidence is not about the person who talk most. It's about believing so much in yourself, your ability, and what you can make happen. So it's not belief that creates confidence. It is action that you take that creates confidence. For example, before you started this podcast, you were not sure, you didn't believe you can create a podcast or you can record a live episode like this.
Yes.
But when you record the first one, you take action first. I talked about this in chapter 2 or 3. When you take action first, then it reinforces and you get some results. It reinforces your belief that, oh, you can do this. So you finally believe in yourself. That's why for anyone struggling with building self-confidence, the first step is take step on your idea. Don't believe in yourself. You only need to surround yourself with people who believe so much in you that you can make something happen. Then when you take action, it reinforces your belief because when you get results, results are the only proof of self-confidence. When you get results, it reinforces your belief that you can do anything.
Absolutely. Now let's go over real quick with your book, The 11 C's of Building Unshakable Confidence. Um,
Yeah.
the comfort. Well, let me read them real quick just to give everyone a preview.
Okay.
You talk about comfort, clarity, courage to commit, challenge, a can-do attitude, your circle, control, competence, continuity, and change. And I've read many books, and also as well, you talk about champion kindness.
Kindness. Yeah.
And I've read a lot of books, but they've never created a foundation for it. Can you talk a little bit about one of these C's, one of these foundations?
Yeah, so building self-confidence always starts with pushing yourself out of your comfort zone because most people are too addicted to their comfort zone. They are addicted to doing the same thing over and over and not willing to try. And the problem with comfort is it's a short-term pleasure, but over the long run, it does lead to massive discomfort, pain, and struggle. For example, I was I was watching a TEDx talk at University of Nevada, and the presenter was talking about how he was fired by his boss because he get too comfortable, so he lost his job. Same way, most people when we are in our early stages, we play football, different kinds of game. And as we grow older, we get lazy with exercising our body and get addicted to eating junk foods. So as the more everything accumulates, as we grow older, we realize that oh, we are gaining weight, we feel depleted, there's no energy to go after our dreams, ambition, and goals. So that's why the first step is you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. And when you get too comfortable in your comfort zone, one, you resent growth. You will develop relentless. You won't be willing to try something new, and you won't be willing to try something out of your comfort zone. I'm
Abs
certain
mhm.
that I'm the first Nigerian. I'm certain that I'm the first Nigerian on this podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So now you are stretching out of your comfort zone because you've been used to speaking with fellow US and other whites or people related to your community and your environment. Same thing as I started following my mentors.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
It
only
just
way.
Idris, sorry, I have to interrupt you there because no, you're not the first international. Second of all,
Oh, oh,
I'm Latina, so I speak Spanish. Third of all,
wow.
my podcast has been in Egypt, so
I love that. I love that. I
but
love
real,
that. So,
yes, go ahead.
so the more you stretch yourself out of your comfort zone, the more you explore opportunities, you
Hmm.
discover your ability and you discover your potential.
Yeah.
So this chapter come to me at the time I realized I wasn't comfortable with staying in my hometown. I became comfortable with new friends, and always, if I'm not doing something or if I'm not channel my energy into my ambition, I feel lost. So that's why I realized, oh, I was now out of my comfort zone, learning how to improve my English, learning how to be a better writer, how to help people achieve their goals. So that was how the chapter came about. Second
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
clarity.
Clarity.
So yeah, immediately you are out of your comfort zone. The next question or challenge that pop ups to you is who exactly am I? What am I doing? What I want to do with my life? And who do I want to model? Because there was a tipping point I realized that for whatever you want to do in this life, there is someone who has already done something or done something similar. So you don't have to invent a roadmap. All you need to do is to find someone who has already done it or done something similar and model their success. And this comes from self-awareness, knowing yourself deeply. Okay, who am I? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What am I good at? Once you figure it out, then look for what I call your top five. Your top five are people you aspire to be, your role models, your favorites, the people you look up to. That anytime you look up to them, they challenge you, they inspire you. For example, my top three mentors are from the US. You may
Oh,
probably
they
know
are?
them.
Who are they?
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. You probably know Gary V.
Okay.
I look up to Gary V a lot. Grant
Oh, Gary
Cardone.
V from like
Yeah,
LinkedIn. Oh, him,
yeah,
and he,
Gary V.
the guy who curses sometimes. Say, I like him
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. So Grant Cardone, you know Grant Cardone,
I don't know who that is.
10x moment, the
Oh,
author of 10x,
mm-hmm.
10x moment, Grant Cardone. So
Uh-huh.
I also look up to Peter Voog. He's one of my main mentors who taught me a lot about networking, importance of being around the right people. So from all my mentors, I learned different things from them, and because they are the one doing what I aspire, they are the one I aspire to be like. So that's how clarity part come about. Once you figure out yourself, your
Mm-hmm.
strengths, your weakness, then you figure out your top five, study them, learn from them, study their podcasts, their books, magazine, everything about them. From there you will be able to find out what you should be doing. And
Okay.
most of them also have communities. You can join community of like-minded people because doing something alone is very boring. And sometimes you face challenges that you don't even know how to overcome. So when you join community of like-minded people, it's easy to move forward collectively. That's what I talk about in C6. That was
Yes,
circle.
definitely. Let's go
So,
into let's go into section two real quick. And I love
okay.
section two, and let me explain to you why and why I feel like your book is going to be one of those books that stays on top of someone's desk or nightstand or on their shelf, and it's going to be a reference because with section two, you go into secrets of certain things like public speaking. I sometimes
Yeah,
have
yeah,
issues with public speaking. I know it sounds surprising, but I do. Um,
yeah.
Professional meetings, personal meetings, talking to a camera. It
Yeah,
took me a while actually to be able to have confidence to talk in front of a camera. The secrets of selling. So I think
yeah.
it's something you could read fully through, and then sometimes, hey, I need a little help with talking in front of the camera. So I think that was so innovative of you.
Thanks so much. So, talking to camera is one of the things that help me step out of comfort zone and even led to writing a book because my career started in school as a YouTuber. I know a
Okay.
lot about YouTube. My
Hmm.
next book is about YouTube, but I want to take a while to experiment certain things. So the first time I spoke in front of camera, I was literally sweating.
Oh
It
no.
was it was my younger brother who helped me to hold phone. I included the picture in challenge section because when you
Hmm.
challenge yourself is one of the fastest way to grow and learn about yourself. So at the time, the first day, I wasn't able to make any video. Second day, same thing. So the third day, I had to develop courage. It's easy to script a video, but when
Yeah.
it comes to implementation is the real thing. So at the time I was graduating from school from 300 level to final year, I had made over 200 videos on YouTube,
Hmm.
and I consider all those videos as practice to improving myself. So after I realized I have made lots of videos, I also check other people's I've worked with other YouTubers. I realized talking to camera is one of the fastest way to learn to perfect your communication skills
Hmm.
and also to develop leadership skills. Because as you are making videos or recording podcasts, people look up to you. People are always looking forward to your next content. So when you start recording videos, it's really push you out of your comfort zone. And that was one of the challenges. One of the bonuses that comes with the book is the 30 days comfort zone challenge. The
Hmm.
goal is to push people out of their comfort zone. And one of the challenge is to simply record a mini video of yourself and post it on YouTube or any of your favorite social media. So in this section, I include tips for creating content or recording videos or talking to camera. Because even before this interview, I try as much as possible to gather some possible questions to help me prepare because there's no way you make a better video or don't expect yourself to outperform anything without prior preparation. In 2019 or 2020, I read a book by John Maxwell, Talent is Never Enough. I said preparation position talent. So the more you prepare, the more it helps you outperform yourself.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And that's why I loved and I connected with your book so much because I had such difficulties talking in front of the camera. And it's ridiculous because I'm a university student as well, but it
Uh,
was just the awkwardness of it. And I have another question
okay.
before our time runs out. Um, do you think that the success of YouTubers and influencers, and people like yourself, you started in YouTube, I started as a podcaster. Do you think it's because people are searching outside of themselves for like an answer and for like company? You think people are lonely?
No, absolutely. People do YouTube for several reasons,
Mm-hmm.
but the way people blow up on YouTube, it depends on their strategies.
Yeah.
There are, in my next book, I dedicated a chapter to what I call 7X strategies.
Okay.
And what the chapter is about is one, you can make a search-based videos where people type in keywords in search term to look for solution because Google is a search engine and YouTube is also a search engine. So
Okay.
people go to YouTube to search for solution to their problems.
Mm,
Two, you can make a video and target it to YouTube homepage. That's browse feature. But doing that, you have to make sure it has the right thumbnail, it has the right title that communicates clearly to your audience. The third way is tapping on trends.
Mm-hmm.
Views follows attention. Whatever is trending, people pay lots of attention to it. So you can engineer your content to tap on the trend. The fourth way is collaborating with other YouTubers, people of similar interest, similar audience, and similar niche. If you collaborate with them, if someone has 10,000 audience and you have 10,000 audience, if you make a video and post it on each other's channel, you cross promote each other. That's the fourth way. The fifth way is series. So how this came about is I remember when I was around 9 or 10 years, there used to be a television show called
Mm-hmm.
Super Story. Each week, they will come up with a 20-minute show and they will tease up for the next week. So the entire story is like 3 hours or 4 hours, but it is split into 25 minutes to 30 minutes weekly. So I realized that I was desperate, waiting. I was counting days, waiting for the subsequent weeks. So, uh, applying the same thing to YouTube. If
Mm-hmm.
you if you ever find yourself binge watching a series,
Mm-hmm.
maybe episode one, episode two, episode three. So the idea is, if you once you realize an outlier video on your channel, split it into different series where people want to watch from beginning to end. Create a playlist where people will
Mm-hmm.
be on a loop to watch the entire series. So the series strategy is about creating episodic videos that people want to watch from day one to the end. And the last one is influence strategy,
Mm-hmm.
leveraging other people's influence strategy. For example, if I make a video about myself,
Mm-hmm.
probably it won't get a lot of views. But if I make a video about the US election or the US president, a lot of people will pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make a content about influential people, it gets lots of attention. Popular people, Elon Musk, rich people, money,
Mm-hmm.
um, popular products, Nike, Coca-Cola. If you make a video about popular things that are very popular,
Mm-hmm.
people pay a lot of attention to it. And the last way is comparative strategy. Every
Yeah.
day people are faced with lots of decision, and one of the highest attention grabber in the world is fight. That's why WWE got lots of attention. This
Mm-hmm.
person versus this person, this product versus this product, one country versus other, black versus white. If you
Mm-hmm.
make a comparative video comparing one or two things, people want to know, okay, among these products, what's the best and which one is fake.
Yes.
So that's what the 7X strategies is about.
Yes,
Different
definitely.
strategies.
Definitely. So I have two things. We have a few minutes left of this
Okay.
podcast interview. So um where can people find you if they want to find you? And apparently you're on YouTube, so I have to find you on YouTube now.
Yeah, Idris Ndagba, Go Big. Go Big is the name of my brand, and Go Big simply means giving yourself permission to go for your big ambition, your big dreams. I believe everyone has greatness inside of them. If they give themselves a permission to figure it out and to, go for it, because the biggest killer of dreams is simply self-doubt. People want to be certain. Is this thing going to happen? If it doesn't happen, it will look like waste of my effort. Oh, no, if I try it, I'm going to fail.
Yeah, I
No,
know. That's
I'm
true.
not capable enough. Different conversation. That's why I talk
Yeah.
about this in chapter 2. Whenever people want to start something, they are locked into different conversation in their head,
Mm-hmm.
because this has also happened to me. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever I find myself in that zone, what I do is get rid of the conversation and figure out if it is limiting belief or not.
Yes.
Then I convince myself, okay, why should I do this? come up with reasons why I should do it. So I'll come up with different reasons why I should do it. And most times, what I realize is because people are afraid of failing, what I realize is you never fail, you only learn. For
Absolutely. I
example,
love that you said that. What a great point. And real
yeah,
quick, I don't want to interrupt, but I have to keep the interview moving along before our time is done. What the book? Where can I buy the book? Where can I get it? When is it out? Is it out now?
it's not out now.
Okay.
My Amazon account have been having some issues, so
Okay.
my lawyer been in touch with Amazon. Hopefully by next week, everything will be resolved. Once the issue is resolved, the book will be out immediately.
Okay. So just let me know, email me. As
Okay,
soon as
okay,
it's out, I will publish the podcast because I want you to
okay.
be the readers, I mean the listeners to be able to buy your book.
Thanks so much.
Yes, absolutely. So what is your message for the audience? That's always the last question in my podcast. I ask everyone.
Yeah, so to everyone listening right now, if you find yourself in the lowest moment of your life where you're struggling, trying to figure out yourself, or try to, figure out what your ambitions should be, one, give yourself permission to go for it. Self-doubt, you're never gonna know whether it's going to work or not, whether you're going to fail or not. If you fail, you're going to learn something. And if you win, it's going to be the best decision of your life. So, second, consistently invest in yourself. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in life is the world doesn't care about you, doesn't care where you come from, what your background is, what your age is. All it cares about is what can you provide to us? How can you
Yes.
add value to us? And
Hmm.
the more you invest in yourself, the more you have more to give. So no matter what's going on, always try to figure out, okay, how can I add value to myself and how can I add value to people? Become a person of value. Thank you.
Wonderful.